Welcome to another episode of International Relations, or whatever this is, where the United States has just reminded us that diplomacy is basically high school group work and Pretoria is the kid who wasn't invited to the party because someone had a rumor. Yes, the G20 Deputy Sherpas Meeting, normally a boring gathering of people who say things like work streams and framework alignment, has suddenly turned into the world's most dramatic WhatsApp group. And South Africa has been removed faster than an uncle who posts fake chain messages. So here we are, December 15 to 16, 2025, in Washington, D.C. That's the big kickoff to America's 2026 G20 presidency. And the invitations go out to every G20 member, except South Africa. Not even a typo, not even a spam folder, no sorry, wrong email address. We are talking deliberate, international, Trump-signed exclusion, served with extra MSG for flavor. It's official. South Africa has been ghosted on a multilateral level. And why? Because President Donald Trump woke up on November 26, posted on Truth Social, and essentially said, South Africa, you are not coming to my party. You are cancelled. Next question? Yeah, that's it. One post, boom, foreign policy done. The man runs global diplomacy like it's his personal X account, with fewer filters than a Cape Town influencer at a wine farm. The Americans then told the media and anyone else willing to listen that the snub was because of human rights abuses against white Afrikaner farmers and South Africa's radical agendas like, wait for it, debt relief and climate equity. Radical agendas, eh? Yes. Helping poor countries breathe is now considered a radical leftist conspiracy. Meanwhile, the real crisis, the price of eggs in the US, remains unaddressed. Shepherds from other countries apparently had to break the news to Pretoria. Imagine finding out from your friends that you weren't invited to the family meeting. Shame, bro. We thought you knew. Even the Germans were confused. Ambassador Andreas Peschke said the exclusion creates non-existent problems, which is diplomatic language for what on earth is this nonsense. In Parliament, DECO Director General Zen Dango basically said, this is not how the G20 works, man. Outgoing hosts get invited for continuity. This is a breach of protocol, and America responded with the emotional intelligence of a brick. We were told not to invite you, full stop. Somewhere in Washington, a junior Sherpa is probably still asking, do we have a manual for this? Spoiler? Not anymore. Meanwhile, Marco Rubio, the freshly minted Secretary of State, hopped onto Substack. Yes, Substack. To praise the exclusion and accuse South Africa of grievance politics. Marco, my brother, what do you call making a whole global show just to prove you are angry at Pretoria? That sounds like Olympic level grievance politics to us. Back home, Pretoria kept things calm, like Africans do, which, don't get me wrong, is actually being mature. DECO spokesperson Crispin Piri said South Africa would treat the entire 2026 G20 season as a commercial break. My guy just basically said, we'll use the year to go and make some tea. South African students call it a gap year. President Ramaphosa called it regrettable, which is his polite way of saying, this is rubbish. But I'm not fighting with the Americans who think Pretoria is run by the Weather Bureau. South Africa also reminded Washington that misinformation about farm violence is not a foreign policy strategy. It's a Fox News segment. But Trump's White House insists they are reforming the G20, which sounds suspiciously like the kind of reform where they throw everyone out and start a WhatsApp group called New G20, No Sensitive People Allowed. The knockoff effects? Potentially insane. Frozen aid, AGOA reviews, tariffs, Global South voices pushed to the side. And worst of all, the G20 will now get together in Washington to discuss supply chains and economic prosperity without the one country that actually knows what happens when a supply chain gets swallowed by load shedding. Their loss. Even BRICS Plus must be sitting there like, welcome back South Africa, something told us you'd return. So now, as the meeting kicks off without us, the world watches as America tests how far it can stretch America first before it becomes America alone. At this rate, if America were to be invaded by an alien race, not a breath of help will come from Africa. The Sherpas gather, the communiques are drafted, and there is one empty chair in the room, probably labeled South Africa Timeout. But worry not, Mzansi, if we are going to be excluded, we will at least be excluded loudly, proudly, and with the certainty that this drama is far from over. If you want more brutally honest, hilariously painful breakdowns of global political circus acts like this one, subscribe, share, and drop a comment. Should South Africa boycott all 2026 G20 events completely, or they should just crash the party anyway? Let the chaos begin.